folks, welcome. You are with me, Rob Ellen, on IMTV, not in the Moose for a change. Beautifully set up here in Calgary in the basement of Carolyn Harley and Joe's late bloomers studio, which is a gorgeous thing to be able to do. Yes. Thank you so much for having us here and for setting us up so beautifully.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you in person.
We've had the occasional meeting across the internet, haven't we? With,
yes.
Helping out with the late bloomers.
Cyberspace.
Yeah.
Cyberspace.
You've been one of our contributing broadcasters to IMTV, and the expansion of live streaming. You got on that wave quite quickly, I suppose. So I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Talk about that beautiful album of yours as well.
Right.
I want to also go over there and check that it is actually working.
Okay.
Before you guys perform, maybe you could introduce yourselves to the audience by playing a song. Which song do you think you
Sure.
play?
Well, I thought we would start with a song called My Alberta Home, and just talk about where we are located. It's kind of like, if you're familiar with North America, Denver in the States is tucked up against the Rocky Mountains, and we're tucked up against the Rocky Mountains, and then to the east, it's all prairie.
Beautiful vistas and flat land this way, and into the mountains, just 5 or 6 miles over
from the city of Calgary. You can see the Rockies. Yeah.
So let's do that. Please.
Let's do that song.
And I shall communicate to the audience with the chat frame, and we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, and if you're out there watching, say hi in comments and let us know where you're from. So that Rob's show is going over to Scotland right now, and across Canada, whoever happens to be watching. So anyway, so this is called My Alberta Home.
And sing along on the chorus.
Yeah.
You'll pick it up pretty quick.
Very singable. To the west, I can see the Rockies. To the east, fields of golden grain. Ranch land stretches on forever. I am safe between the mountains and the plains. This is my Alberta home. This is my Alberta home. It doesn't matter where I roam. This is my Alberta home. In the north, there's a wealth of forest, nature's riches since time began. To the south, that old man river gives precious water to the land. And this is my Alberta home. This is my Alberta home. It doesn't matter where I roam. This is my Alberta home. Have you got the chorus figured out? You gonna sing along? This is my Alberta home. This is my Alberta home. It doesn't matter where I roam. This is my Alberta It doesn't matter where I roam. This is my Alberta home. This is my Alberta home.
Thank you very much. Carolyn Harley, Joe, thank you. Alberta home, in the home of Carolyn and the late bloomers themselves, folks.
Yeah, and Rob Allen all the way from
Thank you.
Scotland in person.
It's great. It's lovely to be here, and particularly through the lockdown, because this late bloomer thing really has bloomed through the lockdown, hasn't it?
It definitely has. This is my It's Never Too Late to Bloom mug. You see?
Like I've got one in the moose.
And you've got one in the moose. That's right. I sent you one.
Yeah.
So this is my philosophy of life. Is that it's just never too late to bloom. But I should clarify. I've said this many times. This is my opinion.
Okay.
A late bloomer is anybody who comes to anything later in life than is usual. So it could be a young person.
Yeah.
Or in their teens or in their 20s.
Yeah.
You know, I've had people say, oh, I'm in my 40s and I've just had my first child, or they're in their 30s and they've just finished their high school. Myself, it's kind of related to my music as a late bloomer.
So, okay, we'll take that as a given.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your first musical memory?
My first musical memory. Okay. I mentioned earlier that my father was in the armed forces. It started in the Air Force. So in Churchill, Manitoba, which is in the north on the Hudson's Bay, I went to a concert and I was probably 3 years old or 4 years old.
Okay.
And I have a clear memory of two men on the stage, one with a banjo and one with a guitar, and they did Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't
Hello. Yeah.
And that's my first musical memory.
Yeah. That's a good old folk song.
Yes.
As well, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be a hit, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Is that not I can't remember. All of Our Lives?
Oh, it could be.
Could be.
Could be. Anyways, that's my first musical memory.
So what
During the break, you can look it up on your phone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, not that.
What's your very first
that's
musical memory?
Oh, our family didn't play any instruments, but we would sing around the kitchen, pure and simply.
Okay.
And then the normal.
So you're from a musical family then, Joe?
Only singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was no instrumentation in my family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
I
this
came
was
up.
a cappella singing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I came up through the choirs and through church and whatnot.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Mine is a strange one, really. My dad was a forester, so he spent a lot of time, all his time, caring for the forest and making sure that bad things didn't happen. And this dates me. We were away out in the forest, so I can remember electricity coming in the house. My mum used to, as a child, used to cook on the fire. Used to swing the pots on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember electricity coming in, and not long after, we're a musical family as well. Not long after electricity, the gramophone came in, and my dad's favourite song was "Setting the Woods on Fire" by Hank Williams, and I was like,
Why do
he
you love
spends
that
his
song?
life
Saving them.
chasing children out of the woods because they set the woods on fire. Why are you singing? I couldn't quite. So it was a kind of a mental adjustment as a youngster, as well as, oh, this is music. Eh?
Right.
Yeah, beautiful. So that's the start of it. Were you asked to perform? Joe was at that time as part of a family group, but were you asked to perform as a youngster for your family?
I did. On the Air Force Base, there was opportunities to belong to musical groups, and I did.
Yeah.
I was in musical theater and that kind of thing. Okay. So I did enjoy, right? Okay. But that was before I started writing.
Right. Yeah. So let's fast forward to folk music. When did you start writing?
I started writing when our sons were little. So I was a young mom in my 20s when I started writing.
Right. Yeah. Right. And did you think that was just a hobby, or that you wanted to develop that into a recording career? I'm not because the late bloomers thing is a
Yeah.
career move. It
Yes.
is, you know, it
That
really is.
was in my mind why I called myself a late bloomer.
Yeah.
But when I started writing, I picked up the guitar in the fall,
Mhm.
and the next spring I went down to the local open mic in Maple Ridge, BC,
With a hat full of songs. That you
with
didn't know
these
would
songs,
work.
because as soon as I started writing songs,
Yeah.
I just had this need to go and make people laugh,
Right?
or make them cry, or make them think,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
so
the
that's
beauty of a song.
all the way along. I've just taken workshops and worked on my craft and performed it whenever I could.
Yeah.
Then as my career as a preschool teacher started to, end, I just spent more and more time on the music and the business side of it,
Starting
and
to make
studio.
sense to me.
Yeah.
Preschool, you're performing every day.
Oh,
Don't
yes.
you?
Carolyn wrote poetry prolifically
I did.
Okay.
before the first chord on a guitar.
Yeah.
Right.
I did.
Yeah.
So, and stories.
So
So,
you
the
know
creative.
about rhythm and stories.
Yes.
Beautiful. So there we are, we're preschool. And you just, before we carry on, and we're going to get a song in just a minute,
Mhm.
2 or 3, so stick around.
Yeah.
While we've got your attention on that basis, there's a button there, you can share this. There's 3 or 4 songs coming in. So if you're enjoying it, thanks for joining us. But if you would like to get more people in to help Carolyn's music get out to more people, please do share this onto your page and share the love. Thank you. Thanks for being with us. And any comments?
Sure.
Look, I'm doing the
Yes.
keyboard.
You do the keyboard, where Carolyn does the guitar, and I do the bass, but we don't have a drummer.
Air keyboard. Please do.
Yes.
Any comments? I'll nip round here while Carolyn's performing.
Okay.
I'm going to get back to the point in a minute, and I'll respond, and then we can put it up on the page, and everybody can respond to that as well. So you were saying about the workshops and that, and there's a connection with our featured artist yesterday, Stephen Fury, and you did a workshop with Stephen.
Yeah, years ago I did a workshop with him.
Yeah.
And there was a time that anything that I could get involved with in the learning process, the craft of it, I was there. And I'm still doing that kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's life.
Yep.
Stop learning, you stop living.
Yeah.
So, what was the epiphany? What was the actual? And then we'll get. So think about this one. What was the actual epiphany that said, I want to do this. This is something that I want to develop and push out. And then what I'm trying to say is, because we only came into each other's sphere in lockdown.
Yes. Yeah.
So was it before that? Were you actually performing out and about?
Oh yeah.
You had the record out.
Oh, I had been in the studio from I'm dating myself too.
Yeah.
I probably started heading for 60 years old.
Yeah.
And so now I had been going into the studio and placing songs with other artists.
Yeah.
And then up until 70.
Yeah.
And then so now pandemic hits.
Yeah.
And I just had to go and learn how to do a Facebook Live show, how to work that.
Yeah.
And went back in the studio, and songs that I wrote just before the pandemic and during the pandemic. And that album was Heartbeat of the World.
Yeah.
And that's where we connected.
And that's where we
Heartbeat of the World.
connected. And I think I had the resonance with what was actually happening at the time, because there was a lot of so much negativity being pushed out that a voice actually said, well, it's going to be all right. This is the way it has to be for now. And, we're all connected in one way or another. Is that accurate?
All that I would always say in emails and on my show, we are all connected.
Yeah.
And the theme of the album was hope.
Yeah.
It just thread its way through all the songs was hope. Yeah.
What song are you going to do for us?
So we decided we should do the title song from The Heartbeat of the World.
Okay.
So
Carolyn Harley and Joe, I'm just going to move behind here.
One by one, around the sun, we are marching to a drum. Can you feel the heartbeat of the world? Two by two, we'll see it through. I am marching with you. Can you feel the heartbeat of the world? Hear the sound all around, a message in the air. Feel the rhythm of the heartbeat of the world. Four by four, and then a score, from a whisper to a roar. Can you feel the heartbeat of the world? A million, so many billion voices of the men and women and children of the world. Hear the sound all around, a message in the air. Feel the rhythm of the heartbeat of the world. Here we come, this planet is our drum. We are marching to the heartbeat of the world. Here we come, this planet is our drum. We are marching to the heartbeat of the world. We are marching to the heartbeat of the world.
Magnus, Carolyn Harley and Joe. Big round of applause, everybody, please. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having me here. We're broadcasting on IMTV. I'm Rob Allen, and IMTV is kind of like it's something that we've been doing from the back of two RVs for 5 years before the lockdown. Visiting people, doing sessions and supporting artists. House concerts, looms large in what we try to do to help people find gigs, and they're going to get more important as the summer unfolds, I think. Back garden concerts particularly.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's so live music is a thing again, certainly is in Calgary. It's nice to be here exploring what is actually going on around this city. I always say it's like the Nashville of the North. I don't think that's too far out of it. It actually looks a bit like Nashville as well as you come into the town.
Oh, okay.
And you've got the National Music
Center
right here.
Oh my God, it's
town.
So beautiful.
Is it?
Oh, it's so beautiful. And right next door is the most amazing library.
Yeah.
The architecture of those two buildings, and they're just right close to each other, is magnificent.
We're going to go visit that at some point.
On Music Mile.
Yeah.
It's part of Music Mile, those two.
That's what I'm saying. It's Nashville. It's like we're in Nashville.
Nashville North was a saloon here for a while.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that gone now?
Gone.
Yeah.
Pubs just disappear, eh?
Yeah, they do.
Hopefully.
Except in
Especially
Britain.
now.
Well, I remember taking
Established 1583.
I remember taking Chuck Hawthorne to a pub, beautiful pub down in Kent, and he got the sound check and everything set up. And I looked at him and said, "Do you realise this pub's older than your country?"
Yeah, right.
Well, I just
That's
read
the
that
history.
the world's oldest pub, 1900 years, just closed down. The pandemic.
Oh no, there was one in Nottingham that Robin Hood used to drink in.
Who?
Robin Hood.
It's a true story.
Oh my God, it's a true story. Shall we believe the man?
He and the sheriff of Nottingham used to have arm wrestling for pints.
Oh my God. Okay, I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
Right.
And I meant to write the word down. Stravaig, your tour?
Stravaig.
Stravaig.
Yeah.
Stravaig. Now
Yes.
tell me, what is a stravaig?
A stravaig is a journey with an element of purpose.
Okay.
Oh,
An
Yeah.
element of purpose.
It's
I
a
like
Scottish
that.
word.
Yeah.
Old Scots. It's not Gaelic. There's two languages associated with Scotland. Lowland Scots is derived from the British language that English is derived from, but it shares some words and a whole lot of other words that is exclusive to Scotland. That's where Robbie Burns and Walter Scott to an extent, but Robbie Burns took his vernacular from that. And
Okay. The lowland.
Old Lang Syne and
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
The Highlands is Catholic Irish in origin, and we speak Gaelic, which is derived from the Irish Gaelic,
Mm-hmm.
and shares much of the same words, same patterns. I'm told by Irish musicians that they understand Scottish Gaelic probably better than Scottish musicians understand Irish Gaelic,
Okay.
but they can converse
Okay.
as well.
So stravaig.
Stravaig comes from the Scottish.
Yes. A journey with purpose.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's an extravaganza.
Mhm.
Yeah, so so the purpose of our journey, I suppose, is to support people like yourselves. And this particular time is to really help people coming out into the rubble of what's left over of the last 2 years, the disaster that has been for the music industry in the last 2 years. And I'm very pleased to say that some of your venues, a lot of your venues have survived.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that I was speaking to Jenny Allen about this yesterday. It seems to me that your government has been very supportive of independent musicians who have been professional in their craft. So that's something that is nice to find, because everybody has, you've got 2 years worth of experience to draw on. And the songs are coming out now.
Right.
So there will be albums coming along, and the venues hopefully will be coming back as well. So it's not all hope. That's what we're talking about.
And I often talk about my journey, my adventure. I see this music, this late bloomer exploration of my creativity. It's kind of like a stravaig.
It's a stravaig.
Stravaig. It's my musical journey. And one of the things that was a high for me last year was that the album that you promoted in Europe for me ended up nominated for Folk Recording of the Year for the YYC Music Awards. And so, I mean, that's the kind of thrill that you get when you're on a journey of purpose. You never know exactly where you're going to end up or what's going to happen.
I know, and you ended up doing a internet broadcast with a DJ in Swindon in Wessex, in the West Country of England.
And there's a choir in
that's a story.
there's a choir that's singing the song off the album called Singing in the Choir.
Yeah, in Wales. They got that through Frank Hennessy's program on BBC Radio.
Yeah, I got to be interviewed on the radio, and here locally I got interviewed Tom Coxworth on his Folk Roots program. So I got my music out that way. So it's been a wonderful journey.
So now you've got people in different places that understand what you're trying to achieve.
Exactly. Yeah.
So have we another song?
Yes, this song we decided we would do. It's called Picture of Jamaica, and it's about the power of the imagination.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a very magical picture. You can actually step into the picture.
You know what?
What?
This is the home of Cool Running.
Cool Running.
We're talking about Jamaica.
It is.
It's just over there.
Exactly.
So the Jamaicans think about winter coming here.
They ran a 4-man team at the new Olympics.
Run
Yes.
is the word as well. Oh, they did it this one.
Yes,
I
at this one.
understand.
Yeah. There hadn't been anything since since Calgary.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll bring the contemporary right up
Cool. All right. So have you been to Jamaica?
No, but Backstage Canadian Joe, who's my partner in all of this, she went, and I worked with a band called Attention. I've forgotten the rest of the name. Darn, I've worked with a band from Jamaica, and they're involved in a boys' club, football club, and sports club, and marching band, and everything. And Joe was in Texas, and I said, "Do you want to go down and cover this event that they were doing on the beach in Montego Bay?" And she said, "Hell yeah." She went down and reported on this event.
Oh, cool.
So the joke is, Joe's off to Jamaica. Joe's off to the Caribbean. Jamaica, no, she went by her own accord.
Jamaica.
Oh,
Did Jamaica go?
Jamaica go.
Oh my God.
Well, if we're playing for
Well, I'm
people,
going to just ask you, have you ever been to Jamaica?
I never have.
Yes,
Have
but
you?
I have been to Jamaica myself, but Joe is not. Great amount of pouting goes on about this.
I got a picture of Jamaica.
That's what he got. I gave him a picture and said we were going to go somewhere warm, and we didn't make it. So I gave him a picture of Jamaica.
We still have it.
We still have it upstairs. So this is the power of the imagination.
Okay.
Magical.
Okay, we're with Carolyn Harley and Joe. We're at her late bloomer's session here in Calgary for all those that might have joined us late. Thanks very much.
Alrighty. I have a picture of Jamaica hanging on my wall. It's my ticket to the island. I think I hear Jamaica call. I stare at the painted ocean, the blue acrylic sky. I'm always eating mangoes, playing reggae late at night. I got a picture of Jamaica, bought it long ago, from a gypsy at the market, when my world was filled with snow. Oh, the palm trees are swaying, I hear the ocean roar, I smell the fried Japani, just like I'm walking on the shore. Just like magic, colors spin, Jamaica calls to me, come on in. Now I'm walking in Jamaica, I'm feeling right at home. I recognize the shoreline, fishing boats out on the foam. Sun shines warm now, someone calls my name. He's been waiting in Jamaica, just outside the frame. Just like magic, colors spin, Jamaica calls me, come on in. I got a picture of Jamaica hanging on my wall. It's my ticket to the island, I think I hear Jamaica call. It's my ticket to the island, I think I hear Jamaica call.
Cha-cha-cha,
Yeah. Cha-cha-cha.
Beautiful. Sounds a bit calypso, and now it could be a bit calypso.
Yeah.
You'd be a bit tempted to go reggae on it, I would have thought.
Yeah. Well, I have my limitations with my actual ability to play an instrument. That's why I love going in the studio, because then you get to go in with these amazing musicians. So I did mention Tim Williams that you should check out, and that song we just did is on my Roots Eclectic album. that was produced by Tim Williams.
Nice.
And it's got some great local artists
We're
and
back in
singers.
in Nashville again because everybody's here. There's
Yes.
so many.
Yes.
You can call.
Yep.
And what are the studios like? I would imagine they're all
Oh, they're, but
professional level.
yeah, we've got big,
Yeah.
like at the music center.
Yeah.
They've got a beautiful
So they've got
state-of-the-art
facility sets.
right there. But then there's Joe and I we're in a band with two amazing musicians, a fiddler and a mandolin guitar
Nice.
player, and we called our I forgot to take this down.
Oh yeah.
We called our band Carolyn Harley and the Davidsons.
Okay.
Take off on Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Yeah, of course.
We'd always say we were waiting for them to discover us and sue us, so we could get some good publicity, right? But that was done in a beautiful, big downstairs studio, kind of like this space, just 10 minutes drive from here.
Nice.
So yeah, we have lots of options.
So what the album's out doing well. I've put up your Facebook page
Mhm.
at the bottom of the screen there, which is probably the best way to keep in touch with you, right? Through
Yeah,
Facebook
sure.
Messenger.
Yeah, Facebook Messenger or carolynharley.com.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy to remember too.
And of course, the music is available. And isn't it encouraging when somebody downloads a track or buys a CD?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It makes you okay.
Bandcamp, you get this little email that goes cha-ching, cha-ching.
There's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
0.7.
That's right.
0.007
Yeah, my goodness.
for a stream.
Yes, the best way to support musicians is to buy their product.
Buy
right?
the product.
Yeah,
Like the Facebook page, of course, it's there for you to do that.
yeah.
I always say as well, and if you watched yesterday's broadcast with Jenny, it was the same, and she agreed. Spotify, it's the evil empire. Thank you, Neil
Yeah.
Young.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is the evil empire. However, if you use it as a tool for promotion, which it is, it's a social media the same as that. And it's actually a social media that does pay something, whereas Facebook, look, this content, nobody's
Yes,
going to pay anything.
right, yeah.
Unless you donate something.
You need
Yeah.
1,000 followers.
Yeah.
To get
Yes, well,
if you
click rewards.
if you get that click reward thing going, it can be very, very productive.
Oh, sure.
And who knows, if you get on some of the big time playlists, then that can actually get to the point where you're where it's coming back to you in some sort of form. So go to Spotify and avoid all prejudice and
have a listen,
Have a listen, of
then go to their website. There's a tip option on my website,
There is.
carolynharley.com. You can go and it says support original music, and
Yeah.
you can leave a tip.
Yeah, lovely. Well, thanks. And that's the thing here in Canada and North America that is, I think the lockdown has had some effect in this as well, because we haven't got a tipping mentality in Europe, basically. So the fact that there was an altruistic spirit towards, and still is towards, independent musicians getting back to work and everything. So it became a thing that you guys, of course, did it beforehand. I've been doing these broadcasts for tips as well for 5 years, but it actually became a thing that people felt not obliged. They just felt the need.
Yeah, that they just, they had that, they wanted to be supportive.
to contribute, and it's managed to keep people.
So are you saying that if somebody is performing on the street, like a busker in Scotland, will people give them money then?
They'll throw it in the hat.
In the hat, okay.
And
But online, not necessarily. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
not online and at gigs as well. Although it's become more prevalent, if there isn't a cover charge, a hat will go around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We saw that in Louisiana too. They were very, very proactive.
The bars will pay artists to play, but then the hat goes round and it covers some of the expenses. And then of course you've got product to sell as well. So hopefully people can get back out on the road and start
earning a living.
From music. Is that something that you're going to do?
Well, busking?
Well, you did busking.
I
This is
did,
with
yeah,
busking salad,
yeah. That's
No, yes, the busking's interesting. Of course, do you enjoy it?
I do. I was so amazed at how much I loved busking. I
Yeah.
went down to Stephen Avenue Mall and then down by the Bow River in East Village.
Yeah.
And I called myself the Grandma Busker. I did all original music with my little portable battery operated and this fancy headset. So, and I just loved interacting with children and seniors and the homeless, you know, the people that live on the streets. And I want to tell you, there were times when people, there was one man, he was going through and collecting the bottles, and he came over and he put in my guitar case like about 17 cents.
From
you know,
from the
well, just that's what he had. That's what he had. And I thought, oh my God. That to me, that 17 cents was more than, you know, in Buddy's $5 bill that they threw in, because, you know,
it's amazing.
Yeah, but I loved busking, and when the weather gets nice, I'm hoping to do it some more.
And it's a good reason to get out and about safe and social.
And the city is paying musicians to busk because they want to create this music mile.
Yeah.
They want you to know, if you come to Calgary and you go to the Music Mile, which is 9th Avenue, that you are going to find music in the venues, and you are going to find music on the streets.
Every couple of blocks.
How do you apply?
You go, okay, so there's a young man named Derek. Yeah. I've forgotten his last name, but he started an online platform called Stagehand.
Right.
And this was where all the venues would set up a page, and all the artists would set up a page. The venues could look at the artists, the artists could look at the venues. Yeah. And anyways, the city is now part of this Stagehand. Nice. And so that's how I ended up getting paid to go busking.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's Nashville with consciousness, isn't it? Not just the Nashville of the North. That's beautiful. Yeah. That's a real, and the fact that the spring is coming, it might seem a bit far away just yet here in February, but that's going to grow, isn't it? Yeah. And it's going to help the venues, it's going to help the cafes, it's going to help all the places that were under so much pressure during the lockdown.
Yeah.
So what a great initiative.
It's going to be good.
They have deficits to pay back now.
That's right. We all have. Yeah. Well, we're here on IMTV. Couple more songs.
Sure.
Have you got?
So we actually have one, and we wondered if you wanted to play the spoons on it.
Yes, you do.
So we brought some spoons.
I've got spoons.
And you can sing along too.
If you want. It's very easy. Oh yeah, this was from.
One
of my adventures is I was commissioned to write a song for Carnival in Quebec City, because Calgary and Quebec City are sister cities. Okay. So I got to go twice to Carnival, and those are my spoons that I bought in Quebec City. You see, it's got a French name there.
And they use a lot of spoons in the Quebec.
Oh yeah.
So the sing-along part is just one phrase, and you do it with a deep, thick Scottish accent.
Well, you can if you want.
Yeah. Also like a pirate. If you want to have a party, boys, put whiskey in the stew. So I'm counting on you, man.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Winter wind is howling, smoke rises up the flue. Time to have a party and make a winter stew. Simmer long, simmer slow, a savory ragout. But if you wanna have a party, pour whiskey and the stew. Here you go. Whiskey in the stew, boys, whiskey in the stew. If you wanna have a party, pour whiskey in the stew. Yeah. A working day is ended, the weekend shining new. All the neighbors dinner's over for a dish of whiskey stew. Add some beef and taters, salt and pepper too. If you wanna have a party, put whiskey in the stew. Whiskey in the stew, boys. Whiskey in the stew. If you wanna have a party, pour whiskey in the stew. Forget about those veggies. Forget the meat chunks too. 'Cause if you wanna have a party, boy, put whiskey in the stew. Whiskey in the stew, boys. Whiskey in the stew. If you wanna have a party, boys, put whiskey in the stew. How about the girls? What do you think? Whiskey in the stew, girls. Whiskey in the stew. If you wanna have a party, girls, put whiskey in the stew. Okay, everybody. Whiskey in the stew, yeah. Whiskey in the stew. If you wanna have a party, pour whiskey in the stew. If you wanna have a party, put whiskey in the stew. Whiskey in the stew. Cool.
Whiskey in the stew.
And let's hear from Rob Ellen on spoons.
Oh, yes. and
Joe
background-
Harley on the
background-
bass. There we
background
go.
vocals.
Yeah. And so that song is on our Carolyn Harley and the Davidsons album.
Okay, so that's a band song, of course it is.
Yes, yeah, and with the fiddle and the mando and the whole
and
shebang.
the drinking and
yeah,
the
oh,
pubs and
Yep.
Whiskey in the stew.
right, yeah.
Thank Carolyn. We've got another song. We've already plugged the.
Oh, you did, okay. Okay,
It's up to 4, I can't remember.
no, this was just what I do.
Yeah,
We
no,
do, we can
we'll
do
see.
one more song off of our
We'll go out with a song.
Carolyn Harley.
Yeah.
Heartbeat of the World. I
Yeah,
think.
we'll go out with
Album.
a song. Gives me an opportunity to thank you for having me. Thank the audience for being with
Yeah.
us as well. If you're viewing it in view again, it will be archived on all the IMTV
Yes.
pages. Wherever you're
Yeah.
viewing it, please like that page. Please do follow the page. If you go to
Mhm.
medicine, and I'll put this caption up. If you go to medicineShowOnTheRoad.me, that's where you can follow the miss.
Yeah.
And I encourage folks to invite other folks to follow that page, because the more they do, the more they view. That's the catchphrase.
Mhm.
And if anybody needs a song
Yeah.
Yes,
for their
That's a
own
great idea.
artistry,
yes.
we don't know how many songs Carolyn has written, but it's in excess of probably 600-700
Is that
songs.
right? Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've been writing for a long time.
In a
And you
month.
do commissions as well, don't you?
Yes, I do commissions. That's my latest passion.
Is it?
Is I sit down, well, I do a Zoom, but then I interview people
Uh-huh.
and I take notes. And then I've written 4 commissions in the last year.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love the process.
I know.
And 2 of them ended up kind of jazzy. One was based on a song from Gypsy, the musical.
Okay.
So it had that feel.
Yeah.
And the other one, they were dancers and they wanted a foxtrot feel. That was their favorite dance. So
Okay.
anyways, so if anybody's looking for a customized song.
So is this for special occasions and birthdays and
No, they just,
bar
no,
mitzvahs?
no, one was for his family
Yeah.
and it was just about home and the power of in the hard times.
For them to play themselves or just
In one case, yeah.
Some of them, one was just as a gift for his wife.
beautiful.
Yeah. So they were married late
That
in
must
life.
just feel great.
No, I just loved it. I
Yeah.
really did not, again, like I didn't realize how much I'd enjoyed busking. I
Uh-huh.
didn't realize how much I enjoyed interviewing people and then getting the heart of what we talked about
Yeah.
in a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
So-
a Zoom thing that's very personal. It's not
Yeah.
something that you're broadcasting and then the song itself.
Right. But I think I'm going to tell the stories.
Yeah.
I think, and now I've got them songs recorded.
Yeah.
Because I gave them an MP3 of the song to have.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Yeah.
There's an album in that, you know.
Well, there could be.
Yeah.
There could be. Yeah.
You
So.
have to get everybody's consent, but
Mhm.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
So how did CarolynHarley.com is the place to
Yeah, that's a good place to
connect,
connect. Yeah, that's a good place to
beautiful.
connect.
More power to your elbow in that.
Yeah.
In that case, and thanks again for having us.
Yeah.
So, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And see us off the premises with a song.
Okay, so this is off the Heartbeat of the
And then we
World.
go and have that whiskey out of the
Yeah, right.
stew.
This is from the Heartbeat of the World album.
Yeah.
And I wrote it actually before the pandemic when it felt like the world was going crazy.
Yeah,
It was going crazy. And we thought, couldn't get any worse. And then the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And then I have to say that my heart goes out to the Ukraine right now, because just when we thought things were settling and now could the world get any crazier? And it just has. So, I mean, I know all our hearts are with the people in the Ukraine right now. And so this is a song called Howl at the Moon. And sometimes things are so big that there's nothing we can do. We can be kind in our own circles. We can donate. I called a friend, her family's from Estonia. We can call people and support people. But sometimes there's just nothing we can do. And this is a song that's kind of a fun song about a way to release tension. And you can go and howl at the moon. And I want to tell you, if you haven't had a chance, you need to see the Badlands. The Badlands. Because you can go on a hike at night into the Badlands and howl at the moon.
Yeah.
It's a special event. So this encourages people just to go out and howl at the moon to get rid of tension. Okay?
Thank you.
Bring my mic up. Okay, there we go. I won't. 1, 2, 3, 4. When the world, oops, that's wrong. I did play it wrong. When the world around you's going crazy, everywhere you look it's come undone. It's a madhouse of aftershocks and gravy, like you're living in the house of fun. When the world seems completely cockadoodle and everybody's singing out its tune, don't let your defenses sweat the big stuff. Just lift your head and howl at the moon. Howl at the moon. Howl at the moon. When the world around you's going crazy, just lift your head at the moon. When it feels like you're walking on a tightrope and somebody's messing with the knots, you look down at gators in the river. Now you're stuck between a hard spot and the rocks. When it feels like the future's topsy-turvy and you're teetering on the brink of doom, don't let your defenses sweat the big stuff. Just lift your head and howl at the moon. Here we go. Howl at the moon. Way to go. Howl at the moon. When the world around you's going crazy, just lift your head, howl at the moon. Go on, do the chorus again. Howl at the moon. Way to go. Howl at the moon. When the world around is going crazy, Just lift your head, howl at the moon. When the world around you's going crazy, just lift your head, howl at the moon. Just lift your head, lift your head, yeah, lift your head and howl at the moon. Oh.
Fabulous. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody that's joined us this afternoon. I feel a bit more joyful.
Thank you, everyone. This was great fun.
It was great fun.
Scotland meets Canada.
It did. And it continues to. Thanks, guys. We're out of here.